Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, January the 10th. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter, I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is game day. Finally, tonight the Vancouver Canucks host the Arizona Coyotes at Rogers Arena, and it feels like the Canucks haven't played in forever. It's basically because the Canucks haven't played in forever. They haven't played since Saturday night, that 5-0 drubbing in Toronto, so it's good that I basically forgot about that game because it happened so long ago. Tonight is the first of 6 games at home, a chance for the Canucks to make some hay in the standings, which I'll get to in a second. That's not literal hay, of course. That's figurative hay. Tonight is Star Wars night at the arena. I'm going to the game tonight with my good friend Rich, so I'm excited to spend some time with him and watch the game. Not a big Star Wars fan, though, admittedly. I've only seen the first 3 movies, the original 3. So all these ones that have come out, whether they're sequels or prequels or the timing is before or after or during the original 3 movies, I don't know. So I'm sure there are going to be a lot of nuances and a lot of references that are going to fly right over my head tonight, which most things usually do. But I don't care. I mean, I'm going to focus on the game. I'm going to focus on the players on the ice. I'll take part or at least observe some of the shenanigans, or I shouldn't say shenanigans. I'll observe some of the things that are going on, at the game. But maybe I won't appreciate them as much as some of my other fellow Canucks fans and Star Wars fans for that matter. So for tonight, as I mentioned yesterday, a bit of a different looking lineup, especially in the top 6. You have Horvat playing with Goldobin and Besser, so I'm excited for the offensive potential of that line. And then you also have Gaudette playing with Virtanen and Berchi in their second line, another offensively minded line. So that should be good for all of those guys. Berchi still getting his feet under him. Gaudette, first game back since being recalled, and Virtanen looking for a goal for him. Not so I can shotgun beers, but so other people can. Bottom 6, as I mentioned yesterday, you can really interchange a lot of the players, but it looks like they're going Sutter with Roussel and Granlund, and then the 4th line will be Beagle, Eriksson, and Mott, with Tim Schaller likely as the extra. On D, you have typical, the Tanev and Edler, Hutton and Gabranson, and then Pouliot and Stetcher, Delzato and Biega as the extras. And it looks like Jacob Markstrom will start, with Thatcher Demko likely getting a start maybe on Sunday when the Canucks host Florida. And then, so that's the lineup. And we know that Pettersson can't even come off IR until tomorrow, so he'll probably start skating tomorrow. I don't think he skated today, so if he starts skating tomorrow, maybe he doesn't play against Florida on Sunday, but maybe it's next week, Edmonton on the 16th. And then Josh Leivo's still out with his back spasm, so only 2 Canucks that are injured right now, which is good. Far cry from what we've experienced for the rest of the season. Arizona Coyotes, who are playing tonight, they have had a horrible rash of injuries. A lot of regulars are out of the lineup, so the Canucks should be able to take advantage of them. The Canucks should be able to take advantage of a lot of teams that are coming in over this next 6-game homestand, because only one team of the 6 is a playoff team right now, and that's the Buffalo Sabres, and even so, they're one of the 2 wildcard spots in the East. So, winnable games here. You have Arizona tonight, you have Florida on the weekend, then next week it's Edmonton and Buffalo, and then the week after that it's Detroit and Carolina. Like I said, Buffalo, the only one of those 6 teams that's in a playoff position right now. So not only do we have 6 games at home, not only are those 6 games against relatively weaker teams, but these 6 games are really spread out too over the next 3 weeks. You only have 2 games this week, you have 2 games next week, and you have the 2 games after it. So in the next 3 weeks, the Canucks only have 6 games, and all of them are at home. All to say, a few things, but if you're one of those who want them to make the playoffs, or you at least are intrigued by the notion of them making the playoffs and maybe surprising a team in the playoffs, they have a chance to be right in the thick of things. Because they haven't played since Saturday, and throughout these next 3 weeks, teams are going to be making up finally their games in hand. In fact, for the first time, the Canucks aren't the team that has the most games played. They're at 45 games played, but Arizona is not Arizona. Vegas is at 46, and there are a bunch of other teams that have caught up and played 45 games. Because for the longest time, the Canucks seem to be 3, 4, 5 games ahead of almost everyone in the standings. So over the next 3 weeks, we're going to see the standings shrink a little bit, and teams that have games in hand that they're fighting with for the wild card position will make up those games in hand. But they've started to do that, and the good thing is they haven't been winning these other teams. So Anaheim's been struggling. They lost to Anders Nilsson, the Ottawa Senators, yesterday. Minnesota hasn't really done much, and Edmonton's still struggling. So you have those 3 teams. I think those are the 3 teams that the Canucks will be battling for that last wild card spot if the Canucks continue their decent play of December and October, not November, of course. We're looking at Minnesota, we're looking at Edmonton, and we're looking at Anaheim. the Chicagos of the world, the St. Louis's of the world, even the Arizona, especially if Vancouver can beat Arizona tonight, you know, you can kind of put Arizona down in the bottom tier. Of course, if Arizona beats the Canucks, then you're talking about maybe the Canucks aren't really a playoff contender, and maybe Arizona can even close that gap, because Arizona is one of the teams with games in hand. So what I'm saying is this, is if the Canucks do have playoff aspirations, and all the players sound like they're talking like they do, they're talking about the need for points, now is the time to get them, because it's 6 games, they're all at home, they're spread out over the 3 weeks, and the teams that they're fighting with, none of them are on a hot streak right now. So all 4 of those factors could lead to the Canucks being in a favorable position when it's time for the AllStar break at the end of this month. So don't forget, I'm going to that AllStar game. I don't know why I said don't forget. I think I was going to say don't forget to vote for Brock Besser. So make sure you vote for Brock Besser for last man in as well for the AllStar game. I am going to that AllStar game. I'm counting on Pettersson playing and hopefully Besser playing that game as well. But I have 3 more weeks to brag and talk about that. The main thing is right now the Canucks have a chance to make some hay, to make some movement in the standings. And last thing I was going to say about this homestand, the Vancouver Canucks, they played 45 games, and I believe 19 of them have been at home. I think they're 9-9-1, so exactly 500. 19 of them have been at home, and 26 of them have been away. 19 plus 26 makes 45. So, yeah, a lot of obviously, we know that they've had those 3 6-game road trips to start the season. With these 6 games now, by the All-Star break, they'll have played 51 games, and it'll be much more even. It'll be 25 home games and 26 away games. So Canucks fans, get out to the arena if you can. Support the team. Given that none of these other teams are world beaters, I think there'll be some tickets to be had. So if you're at the arena, say, actually, I'm only going to 2 of them. I'm going tonight, and I'm going to next Friday against Buffalo. I can't go to a couple of the Wednesday games because that's my church night, and a couple of the other games we sold or gave away our tickets. So all to say, I will be there tonight cheering on the Canucks versus the Arizona Coyotes with my good friend Rich. If you're at the game, come say hi in my usual section 319, or send me, leave a message on here or on Instagram or Facebook, whatever. Just let me know that you're going to be at the game, or on Twitter, I should say, and then maybe we can meet up in one of the intermissions, or at least say a quick hello. All right, Canucks fans, leave a comment below. Love to hear your reaction. Do you want them to be a playoff team this year? Do you think they can be a playoff team? Do you think they can do any damage once they get in the playoffs? And I presume you're happy, as I am, to see them finally get a bit of a rest, get 6 games at home, spread out throughout 3 weeks. And by the end of this month, by All-Star break, we'll have a much, much clearer and more accurate representation of the standings as other teams make up their games in hand. And hopefully they don't win those games in hand. So we'll see what Bo can do with Brock and Goldie. We'll see what Gaudette can do with Berchi and Vertana. I'm looking forward to tonight, despite my lack of knowledge of Star Wars. But I do hope that the Force is indeed with the Canucks. That was brutal. I would never do that again. Have a great day. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. Leave a comment below. God bless, and go Canucks go.